What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the It's Clouds channel. Today, we're going to be checking out the latest ride by Silex. We're going to be checking out the Silent Hill ride that he has built, and I am joined by two very special guests today. The first one with us that we have is the winner of the first build challenge from Planet Zoo, Cold Sore OMG. How you doing, man?
Good, good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man, absolutely awesome to have you. And our second special guest that we have here is the almost winner of the first build challenge on Planet Zoo, the one and only
I
Chingaderes.
don't like how you did that. I don't like how you did that.
Cut!
So, Chin, how you doing, man? Oh yeah, we're gonna get right on into Silent Hill here, everybody. This is gonna be a great one. Through here, everybody. We are not gonna showcase the ride itself here. It is a 50-minute long ride, and I believe Silex over on his channel is gonna have that full ride POV for you guys. So we're gonna link his channel down in the description if you guys want to check that out after this video. We're just gonna be zooming around this thing, getting a look at the build that he has created around the ride itself, and kind of checking out what we have going on with that. All right, as we come around, it's getting a little bit spooky. We popped into the town here to check it out and see what we got. Cold Sore, man, what's your take? Just, I mean, popping into this off the bat here, just as far as the builds that he's got going on and the vibe.
Well, coming from a Silent Hill fan, I mean, gosh, it's been years. I played probably, I think that I want to say like the first through the third, I want to say. Right away, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this definitely captures like the first game. It brings back a lot of nostalgia for me, like just from the way that he laid out the town. It's got like a spooky ambiance, of course. I don't know if everybody that has experience with playing Silent Hill, but looking at this, it looks really, really good.
Yeah, this is super cool. Definitely a lot of detail going on here in this. I'm not exactly sure where the tracking goes through in a lot of areas, but it looks like a lot of this is pretty fully realized. I don't think there's a whole lot of facade work going on here. Now, the more I look at it, it actually looks like these are all three-dimensional, fully realized buildings. So that's really cool to see. I thought there would be a lot more just like generic facade work in some of the areas, maybe where the ride didn't go through, but it doesn't appear to be that way. Actually, these here, it's funny that the mummies kind of look like this because I kind of remember the nurses from the Silent Hill game that they kind of held
Hmm.
really still and they would twitch and move rapidly but then stop again.
If
So
you
these,
used your flashlight, if you
yeah,
had the flashlight on, they would fucking come at you. If you turned it off, it's creepy as fuck, but you had to go through dark in order to get around them.
yeah, and I think that that actually translated into this really well, given that we
Oh
have
yeah.
those mummies.
Hmm.
Totally the
All right,
best.
Sheen.
Yeah.
So, as somebody who has like gotten kind of familiar with building like towns, roadways, you've done some like boardwalks and different things where you've built, full-scale streets and things like that. I mean, just off of what you've seen here, what do you think of the build overall? Because you do have some experience with building a layout kind of similar to this.
It's pretty technical. I mean, oh, not technical. Pretty accurate to what you would kind of see in a generic U.S. town.
Middle of
You got.
nowhere, generic USA.
Well, I meant to say like the type of towns that are typical or
Oh, nope.
stereotypical.
Yeah, not to call Silex's build generic. That's not what we meant. Just more, just middle of nowhere, USA. Could be anywhere. But yeah, I agree. It's very nicely done. Very well laid out. If you actually, we'll get an aerial view here later on. You can see it does look like a fully functioning town from above. Proper roadways, stoplights, everything like that. Come around here to Nathan Drugs, traditional tailoring. You got, it says this, there was a hole here. It's gone now. That must be a game reference. I'm not picking up. I like these custom tailoring scissors here. That's cool. A lot of really, really neat stuff going on here, man. I'm gonna have to get deeper into this build and kind of find some of the interior stuff and the more custom builds like those mummies back there. I think somewhere we probably got a pyramid head in here, I would imagine. All right, and we found Pyramid Head as we were wandering through some of the buildings here. This thing is very, very impressively done for some of the limitations and smaller pieces that this game gives you. So to see this pulled off the way that it is really cool. There's a lot of different pieces in here I kind of didn't expect to see. I think Cheen even pointed out that the arms were maggots, I believe. So that was definitely interesting. This thing's absolutely sick, man. What do you think of this Cold Sore?
Yeah, to be able to pull off that character, which is a center point, I should say, of Silent Hill, that's crazy. Like him figuring out how to do that, the detail on it is just crazy to me. Like it really looks good.
Yeah, definitely does. And this whole build is just so layered. I mean, everywhere I go, sometimes I don't even know if I'm following the actual track or not, but it's just all themed. Even spots that you don't really look at have something slapped on them in true Silex fashion, man. And it's just super cool to see this. Just this far out into the map, some of the textures and details that he's gone into with the terrain work, the foliage, things like that, just to recreate the map of the game. I mean, at least that's what I would imagine. I think maybe in the description it might have even said that, which I don't think I have. I don't know that this is still on the workshop to grab. If it is, I'll pop the description up here in the video. If it is not, it's all good. But I mean, looking at a lot of this, I definitely feel as if he looked at some map locations or like an in-game map somewhere from one of the games and actually recreated a lot of this, because this feels very, very true to the atmosphere and the vibe of it throughout all parts that I've seen here so far. Man, what do you think as far as like the overall map? I know you'd mentioned maybe playing the games before, so I mean, do you recognize any specific details or anything?
Yeah. So when you're coming through the main streets, seeing some of these areas like drugstore, there's a gas station. There's, I believe, there's some scenes in here that he absolutely captured from the actual games, from what I remember, and it's really well done.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome, man. It's been so long since I've played one of the games, and I was so young. I'm not even sure I could say that I beat any of the games. I've never gone back and tried to replay them, so memory is very, no pun intended, but foggy. Uh, I'm not 100% on a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, but it definitely, like I said, it has that atmosphere. It definitely nails it, and there's just so much stuff to pan around and see. I know I'm not gonna see like half of what's in this build. Like I said, it's an almost hour-long ride, everybody. So go check this out on Silex's channel. Like I said, the link will be in that description there. But go check this thing out and watch it, because there's only so much that I can do panning around and getting these kind of like cool shots of everything. All right, it looks like we found a bowling alley here. So everybody grab your jumbo-sized shoes and let's go play with some balls.
I like heavy ones, like the heavier ones.
Heavier the better. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's always good to roll with a bigger ball. This is, dude, aesthetically, this is freaking incredible. Look at this.
Super immersive. Jeez.
Yeah, it's got that decrepit vibe going on. Very, very immersive. Like, you walk into this and it just feels completely different from Planet Coaster entirely.
I don't even know that I'm watching Planet Coaster.
Yeah, Cheen, what do you think of this, man? I mean, this is crazy cool. This is like some like super detailed level of stuff that we see you doing with some of the like little wiring and these little tracks here in the floor.
Yeah, it wouldn't be compared to Silex.
I mean, you guys are
I
both
don't
on a
think
level of
I'm
your
up
own
to that
entirely in this
far.
game. I wouldn't say you're far from it, man, at all. Don't knock yourself.
No, but yeah, this thing really gives me like a '70s vibe version of a bowling alley, like a classic look. 'Cause all the ones near me don't look like this anymore.
Yeah, this
And
is really
I
good.
even noticed a fat guy.
Yeah, he even went out of his way to make this guy kind of like bigger. Maybe that's something from the game. Maybe there was like a big dude in the bowling alley.
I cannot remember.
Custom
I was
benches
just
here. Those are
it
really
probably
good.
needs
PS2
some.
era.
It probably needs some renovating a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. It's a custom TV. Look at this thing.
Oh, that's classic right there. Those things are so heavy too.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, I remember those days. Yes, people, we're
You
old.
did
Yeah.
you did LAN parties too?
Oh yeah, that's not what we're here for, guys. Look at the bowling alley. Yeah, don't worry about how old we are. All right, next.
Really well, like orchestrated. uh,
That's funny.
what
It's totally off track.
do you guys think is your favorite Silex ride, being that he's the masterworks of doing these experiences right?
Uh, Man, these experience rides, they're something else entirely. They're really hard to pull off, and it's borderline insane to pull them off at the level that Silex does. I would say as far as his most technical build or like most in-depth, this is probably it, given that he did a bit of a recreation of something instead of something completely out of its imagination. But I would have to say that My Tale was probably my favorite overall build of his. But the Nosferatu castle that he did with Kep, I think on a trigger standpoint, that one just did some really, really cool stuff as well for me. So those are probably neck and neck for first place with each other. Gene, what do you think, man? Because I know you've seen a lot of his stuff too.
Well, you basically said what I was gonna say.
Well, all right, say it in your own way. You're not getting out of this.
No, yeah. Out of all of them, this one is, I would say, my favorite only because of the detail, even if it's a recreation. But
Yeah.
like as well as going in My Tale, that's the first time I've ever even heard of Silex, and
Okay.
I didn't even know who still was it. I still didn't know who he was when I even rode that ride. But going back to it, knowing it was him, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And that's the one that really opened, the idea that Planet Coaster could just be an experience and not like just amusement parks.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
Tale was the first ride I've even, I don't know, for the game.
It's actually really, really, really well put. Actually,
I'm mumbling.
No, but I agree with everything you said there, man. There's a lot of technical work that goes into something like this that I think if people just simply ride it at face value and they don't really delve into it, that could be missed is to just the level of detail you have to put in to do some of these triggers and keep track of those triggers. A lot of it is just insane amounts of mental work. I've tried to do them, and it's frustrating. It can be extremely frustrating. So I know and understand the amount of time that he's put in, especially to make a 50-minute ride. I would dare anybody to find one on the Planet Coaster Workshop on console that is longer or even comes close to touching that ride time, because I would say this one probably has to take the record for that.
I agree.
Like here, we've actually got the ride vehicle that's come by. Very fortunate for us on the timing with that, so we pause that up. Got some kill me written on the wall here with what I'm assuming, I think, Gene, you said this is supposed to be like the final boss area, maybe?
Yeah, I honestly don't remember quite well if how the boss looked like, but I do know that this is where the mansion is, and that's toward the end of the game. This
Okay.
has to be the boss, to be honest.
So I imagine from
I
the first person perspective, you probably come in and you're like here holding the gun, gunning him down. Cold Sword, go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut in there on you.
Oh no, I was trying to cut in, but so I do remember this for the final boss, where it's almost like the protagonist or whatever you would call it, the boss or enemy, is kind of swinging around on this upper level of this structure on like some kind of weird like track or something like that, and he's completely captured that on this like with Planet Coaster. I don't know how he did it, but like he pulled this off where it's swinging around, and yeah, you got to try to defeat the boss that's swinging that. It's pretty creepy, but yeah, it's really well done.
Okay. And then over here, again, I'm not super familiar. I'm assuming this is a character you probably run into at the end there. Your daughter, wife, somebody you were looking for here.
Wasn't it
uh,
the woman that looked like his dead wife?
it was the wife or the daughter. God, it's been so long, like Lessa or yeah, something. It's been a while, but this definitely brings back the nostalgic. It makes me want to go back and play the games. I'm hoping they remaster this because like he's definitely brought back a lot of memories here. Or they'll I'll
Yeah.
just have to bust out my old PS one or two or whatever and play these again.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool to see.
Actual fence
Yeah,
for
there's
the
a
rails.
lot of good custom fence here. I think we're coming up on, what is this, the mansion? Probably like at the end of the game, I think you mentioned, Sheen.
Yeah, but what I mean is that a lot of people, when they do the railings, they just use the fence and put them like at an angle, so
Yeah.
the posts are not straight up and down continuously. That's how I love to build my rails, and it's just little small detail that I like to point out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so many little touches, like the leaves or the dirt kind of look piled up on the staircases, and I mean, I could turn this into a 2-hour video of us just oohing and awing at all the little finessed pieces and ways that he's angled things. But we got to try to compact this as much as we can, but still do it justice. And coming in here, man, this is really cool. Earlier we had a nice triggered effect where this whole staircase was on fire and stuff, and I did not get a video clip of that at the time because I'm big dumb. But when the ride comes through here, it's on fire, and I don't remember the end of the game, so I don't remember this exactly. But Chain Cold Sword, what are we looking at?
I recommend that people ride this or a sub and ride this experience because it is definitely something that's way out there and really well done. If whether regardless of whether or not you're a Silent Hill fan, if you start this ride, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, and that's why, like I said, description will have the link to his channel where you can find the ride POV. Make sure you've got some popcorn and some time to sit down and watch it because it's going to be like watching a short film. Guys, any final closing thoughts on this thing as we kind of just pan around the town here?
I mean, if I was to say anything, Silex. I mean, learn the name. Guy is spectacular at doing this kind of experience ride. He puts a lot of time, effort into it, and it shows. And he's got some magic to the way his abilities are portraying it when it comes to experience in the ride. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, this guy blows us away every time he makes a creation. So um,
Absolutely. Gene, what are your thoughts, man?
This is a great park. It feels like almost like a love letter to the game. Like I mean, I know that he's into horror stuff or this kind of genre, but like he just excels at bringing it to the game. I mean, I the feel this map gives you really feels like a lived-in town that's been abandoned.
Yeah, yeah, it truly does, man. He really, really pulled it off. Absolutely nailed it with that. Silex, man, another absolutely astounding creation with this one. Guys, go to the workshop, light this thing up, give it a thumbs up, get this thing up on the front page as quickly as you can. When it goes up on the workshop, Silex, put it back up for everybody so they can go look at it, all right? And yeah, guys, get this thing on the front page, man. Get to know his work. Go check out some other stuff he's done. Check out his channel in the link below. Cheen and Cold Sore, thank you guys both so much for being here and helping me out with this. It's been an absolute blast, and there's been a lot of stuff you guys are not seeing making it into this recording of this video, but there's been a lot of shenanigans with this recording, and I've had an awesome time, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Clouds.
That was fun.
Until the next one, guys. Peace.